In the dark of the Crimean battlefield, smoke and the smell of blood lingered over the camp, where soldiers groaned in agony. There was a weary yet determined figure moving gently among the wounded, carrying a medicine chest, her hands moving with a practiced, steady touch. Her name was Mary Seacole, and an official nurse from Jamaica. On the battlefield, soldiers called her Mother Seacole. Mary Seacole's story actually began on a distant Caribbean island bathed in sunlight, Jamaica. Mary's mother was a respected traditional healer skilled in herbal medicine. From a young age, Mary watched her mother treat various ailments. She recalled one time when an elderly villager was gravely ill with a high fever. Standing by her mother, she observed the way her mother mixed herbs and carefully tended to the patient. In that moment, a seed was planted in Mary's heart. I too want to help people. As a young woman, Mary was full of enthusiasm. She learned her mother's herbal remedies and began to handle simple ailments independently. People often came to her home seeking help, and she was always generous with her care, doing her best for everyone. Little did she know that her skills would one day lead her onto a battlefield. In 1853, the Crimean War broke out. Terrible news arrived from the battlefield. Countless soldiers were losing their lives due to lack of proper care. Mary, troubled by what she heard, decided to go to the front lines to help these strangers. So, she traveled all the way to London full of passion to apply to join the British nursing team. But reality struck her down. Because of her skin color and Jamaican background, Mary's applications were rejected again and again. She was told there are no suitable positions. The officials' cold attitude left her disappointed and angry, but her resolve remained unshaken. If they won't let me go, I'll go on my own. Mary used all her savings to purchase medical supplies and journeyed through the war to Crimea. Upon reaching Crimea, she set up a makeshift British hotel near the front lines. It was a simple tent filled with herbs, bandages, and medicines she had brought along. Here, she not only provided soldiers with hot food and water, but also treated their wounds and dispensed medicine. At times, she would stay up all night by the side of gravely wounded soldiers, tirelessly cleaning their wounds and cooling them down. The battlefield conditions were extremely harsh: cold, disease, hunger, but none of these challenges ever made Mary back down. The soldiers affectionately called her Mother Seacole. To them, this ever-present Mary was a symbol of hope. During the fiercest battles, Mary risked her life repeatedly, rushing to the front to help the wounded. Once, a young soldier was severely injured, bleeding profusely. Mary quickly bandaged him, brewed a herbal soup, and gave him warmth and strength. The soldier looked at her weakly, his eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Mother Seacole. Without you, I might not have made it." Despite this, Mary never regarded her actions as heroic deeds. She simply smiled and moved on to the next wounded man. Her tireless care saved countless soldiers, and her name began to spread among them. Her bravery and compassion turned her into a legend on the battlefield. After the war ended, Mary returned to Britain, but fate had no rewards for her. Because she was not part of the official nursing corps, she received no financial support. When the soldiers she had cared for on the battlefield heard of her difficult situation, they launched a fundraising campaign to support her. The campaign spread quickly, and people from all walks of life began to recognize Mary's selfless dedication. The soldiers said, "She cared for us when we needed her most. Now it's our turn to help her." Decades later, Mary's name was finally remembered by British society. She was honored as an outstanding woman, a symbol of courage and selflessness. Her story teaches us that true heroes need no titles or glory. As Mary showed, kindness and resilience can break through all prejudice. Last, my channel is dedicated to sharing the true stories of lesser-known but memorable historical figures. If you're interested in discovering more inspiring stories like these, please consider subscribing. Thank you.